I have is, did it hurt? And the second question I have is, how is recovery going? So first things first, yes, it freaking hurt. I think the worst part was that I couldn't really walk. I couldn't get up by myself. As you guys know, I'm super independent, so being laid up in bed and having to sleep sitting up just was not comfortable at all. So I think like the worst part of it isn't necessarily like the pain. I think it's the numbness of the legs. So like I'll show you guys, my legs are super bruised. I had lipo in the middle, like right here, and it still feels hard. It feels like it almost feels like unreal, like skin. Like I can't really feel the sensation yet. The sensation hasn't fully come back, and this is very hard and puffy. So once these go down, they're gonna be way thinner. But you can see the bruising. I have quite a bit of bruising. It was very painful. The bruising has gone down a lot. So my bruising is actually very minimal now. I've been taking arnica, trying to eat super healthy, no more Cheez-Its. I promise I'm done with the Cheez-Its. And yeah, so as far as like recovery goes, recovery was very odd. I feel like surgery recovery for me, like some girls make it look glam. I don't know how they do it. I feel like I just feel so gross during recovery. Like there's no other way to put it. I just feel nasty. Like you can't really wash your hair. You can't put on makeup. Like you can't really even go to the bathroom. Like I couldn't pull my pants down by myself for the first couple days. So going pee was kind of a hassle. You have a compression garment on. So definitely recommend a little wee funnel if you are a female. So there's certain things, it's just very restricting. It takes away a lot of your life. But when you think about it like this, you're thinking about like short-term issues for long-term happiness. So in the back of my head, I was like, this isn't forever. I was slightly depressed because I couldn't really go and do things that I wanted to do. I wish I had my little tripod here. I couldn't go and do things I wanted to do. I had a little bit of anxiety on a couple days, like 2 of the days I had anxiety, but overall I felt really good since getting my implants out. So more energy. In fact, I haven't slept in 2 days. I've had a bout of insomnia, but I'm not tired. So it's kind of like all the energy that I've been lacking for the last 6 years is finally catching up with me. But it's strange because now when I have caffeine, before I would have caffeine and I could literally go right to sleep. Before I would have caffeine and I'd still be tired, burnt out. Like it didn't really do anything to me mentally. And now when I have caffeine, I feel alive, I feel alert, and it lasts in my body a lot longer. So like a little bit of coffee will keep me super revved up. Whereas before I could have like 6 Starbucks and still be asleep. So I've noticed certain things changing. Walking is still difficult. I'm having a lot of trouble with walking. I have like a limp, like kind of a shuffle. I call it like the zombie shuffle, where I'm just kind of like a dead person walking, because I don't really have full mobility or flexibility of my legs and back yet and my stomach muscles. So it just looks kind of funny. I'm sure that's gonna go away. I have a little bit of like a hunch back. Do you guys like my hand sanitizers? I have a little bit of a hunchback because of the fat transfer to the breast. Like I feel like it's hard to sit up totally straight right now. Just because like everything, like the pull of the abdominal surgery, like having the abdominals scraped and stuff is it feels like you've been punched in the stomach. So certain things are hard to maneuver that will get easier and easier over time. So it's the 15th, so I am 13 days post-op, and I think I'm doing pretty good for being 13 days post-op. I feel good in certain ways. I was really sick yesterday. I was really sick this morning and today, like really sick. But the thing is like each day gets better, but it has its ebbs and flows. And my body is super sensitive to what I'm putting inside of it. So if I'm eating anything that's super processed, I get sick right away. Or if I eat anything that my body disagrees with, or if I'm not drinking enough water, and if I have too much caffeine, my body just rejects everything. So my biggest suggestion, because I'm totally like breaking out as well, is if you are going through an explant, you might want to do a detox. That's what I'm planning on doing, is like a juicing detox. I'm gonna go to a naturopath, a functional medicine doctor, and actually do a full body detox because I'm not sure if there's, you know, heavy metals in my system or what's going on, but a lot of hormones are coming out. That's where all this is coming from. So my facial lady said that all of the acne here is hormonal, and like all the acne on my neck is hormonal, and even like the puffiness, like all the puffiness is starting to finally go down a little bit. But the puffiness is inflammation, and then the acne is from hormonal stress. So just knowing that, I know that I need to take better care of my body. So I'm gonna definitely be doing a detox. So the next question I had was, how much fat do you need to get this done? I had to gain weight. So a lot of girls, I think, have to gain weight. So I stopped going to the gym. I stopped doing everything for about a month and a half. And I packed on some pounds up in her, and some pounds up in her, and some pounds up in her. And basically, I packed on weight, made sure I could grab. Like, I wanted to be able to grab at my like love handles, which I no longer really have. I'm still swollen, but they've gone down a lot. I wanted to be able to grab at the love handles. I wanted to be able to grab kind of at my thighs and have something to pull up, which now I don't have anything. And so we harvested enough for 420 and 320. So you guys asked, is the price of a fat transfer the same as implants? It is not. Implants are significantly cheaper because all they're doing is they're cutting open and they're just popping in silicone, or silicone with saline, whereas a fat transfer, they're actually lipoing, so they have to do actual liposuction, which in and of itself is around 6,000 to 7,000, upwards of 12,000, plus then they're doing an extensive, I'm trying to make my way down the stairs, Lord. Then they're doing an extensive, pocket repair, or they are, doing some sort of fat grafting to the breast. So that's going to add on a lot more too. And then if you're explanting, an explant is typically around 10,000. So you can kind of do the math on that. So I'm just in my bathroom, and I'm going to show you guys, because I just got home. Let me actually unplug this really quick. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the bruising. I'm not sure if you can see from here, but you can see like my legs are pretty bruised still. It almost looks like huge lines. I'm not trying to show my butt off, but you get what I'm saying. But there's bruises everywhere. It almost looks like veins gone wrong. And that's up my entire body. So I had lipo to get all the fat from my back. So they took all the fat from back here, the fat from my abdomen, which feels so hard right now. It feels almost like there's something under the skin. It's such a weird feeling. It's just a lot of swelling. I might get a lymphatic massage later this week. And then they did up on the ribs too, because I had a little bit of a fat pocket there. And then you guys can kind of see from I don't want to like show too much. I try to be a little bit conservative, but you can see I'm still pretty bruised, but you can see, look at that cleavage. This is without a bra, guys. So no bra on, just have my PJs on, and I have quite a bit of cleave. Now I do have a weird thing going on down here. You can kind of see the scar got, and I can flip the camera around too. So I'm super OCD. That's just how I am as a person. And where she stitched, you can tell, got kind of cut, like it didn't go across the implant pocket. It went across my natural pocket, which is slightly up. It was almost like they bottomed out a little bit on my right side, and then the left side, I don't want to show too much of it, but that's perfect. Like, that is a perfect boob right there. It almost looks like implants. Whereas on this side, we can probably, like when I go in for my post-op, we can probably fill that in because it looks slightly deranged, slightly deformed. And she said it's a pretty easy fix, so hopefully we'll be able to just pop that little sucker right out because I'm obsessed with how they look. I wish I did this years ago. I don't know why I didn't. You can tell it is pretty bruised still. So I'm going through the healing process. My legs are probably the craziest part. I feel like it's just bruises everywhere.